Hello and welcome. I'm Jimmy Perulian, and I invite you to join me on an extraordinary journey to a place that seems almost to belong to another time. We are traveling to the remote volcanic archipelago of the Galapagos Islands, a living laboratory of evolution scattered across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. This isolated world, born of fire and shaped by the sea, has given rise to some of the most remarkable and unusual creatures on our planet. Here, life has followed its own unique path, resulting in a menagerie of animals that can be found nowhere else on Earth. Our journey begins with a true icon of these islands, a living monument to endurance and time itself, the Galapagos giant tortoise. These are the largest living tortoises on the planet, magnificent creatures that can weigh over 400 kilograms and live for well over a century. They move with a slow, deliberate grace, their immense domed shells like weathered boulders trundling through the volcanic highlands. Their long necks allow them to reach for cacti pads and other succulent plants, a vital source of water in this often arid land. The life of a giant tortoise begins as a fragile egg, and hatchlings no bigger than the palm of a hand face a perilous journey. Today, intensive conservation efforts are underway to protect the remaining populations, breeding them in captivity and reintroducing them to their native habitats. Their survival is a symbol of our responsibility to protect this unique world, ensuring that these ancient wanderers continue to roam the Galapagos for centuries to come. Now, we venture to the black volcanic shorelines, where the crashing surf meets hardened lava. Here, we find a creature that seems to have emerged from a mythical age, the marine iguana. This is the only lizard on the planet that has learned to live and forage in the sea, a reptile that has returned to the ocean. Powerful flattened tails propel them, swimming with a serpentine motion beneath the waves to feed on marine algae. Special glands near their noses expel excess salt, the famous sneeze, salt mist crusting their heads. After a chilling dive in cold, nutrient-rich currents, they must return to land to warm up, clustering together to conserve heat. You will often see them piled on top of one another, a tangled mass seeking the sun. From the dark volcanic shores, we turn our gaze to a splash of brilliant, almost comical color. Meet the blue-footed booby. This seabird is instantly recognizable. Its feet are a startling shade of turquoise blue, a color so vivid it seems almost artificial. The courtship ritual is delightful and theatrical. The male begins sky-pointing, lifting his head and bill toward the sky. He then high-steps in a strut, parading around the female, lifting his blue feet high. Look at these. The female, if impressed, responds by lifting her feet, mirroring him. They dance together, curious and charming. Once paired, those blue feet serve another purpose. They incubate the eggs with their large, vascularized feet. Parents take turns hunting, folding their wings back and rocketing into the water from height in spectacular plunge diving. One of the most unexpected sights in this equatorial paradise is the Galapagos penguin, the only penguin species in the world to be found living north of the equator. Their small size helps them dissipate heat more effectively. You'll often see them with wings outstretched, using them to release heat from their bodies. When they hunt, they transform from slightly awkward land dwellers into sleek, aquatic acrobats, using powerful flippers to fly through the water. With a population of fewer than 2,000 individuals, they are one of the rarest penguin species on Earth, their future hanging in the balance with every shift in ocean temperature. Each creature we encounter is a masterpiece of evolution, perfectly adapted to survive in this challenging and beautiful environment. From giant tortoises that roam like ancient relics to lizards that have mastered swimming in the ocean, the Galapagos is a testament to the sheer power and ingenuity of the natural world. On the remote western shores of Isabella and Fernandina Islands, we find a bird that has made a remarkable evolutionary trade-off. This is the flightless cormorant. It is the only cormorant species out of nearly 40 in the world that has lost the ability to fly. Over millennia, its wings have shrunk to tiny, stubby appendages. Instead of investing in flight, this cormorant has poured all its evolutionary resources into becoming an exceptional underwater hunter. After a dive, it must return to shore to dry its wings, holding them out like its flying relatives, a poignant, instinctual memory of a lost power. Scuttling across the dark, jagged lava rocks is a startling flash of color. This is the Sally Lightfoot crab, With a carapace of mottled blue and green, legs of brilliant orange, and a belly of bright red, they look as if they have been hand-painted by an artist. Their name comes from their incredible agility, appearing to dance or walk on water across the surface of tide pools. Sally Lightfoot crabs are opportunistic omnivores, the shoreline cleanup crew. Their primary food source is algae, which they scrape from rocks with their claws. More daringly, they snatch ticks and other parasites from marine iguanas. This provides a valuable cleaning service, a fascinating symbiotic relationship. The juveniles are black, camouflaged against the dark volcanic rock. As they grow and molt, they gradually develop their spectacular adult colors. Watching these jewel-like crabs dart across the black lava is one of the visual delights of the Galapagos. Along the sandy beaches and rocky coastlines, a chorus of barks and honks fills the air. This is the domain of the Galapagos sea lion. These are not the shy, retiring seals of colder climes. These are curious, intelligent, and incredibly playful animals. They are a constant and endearing presence throughout the islands, lounging on park benches in port towns or occupying fishing boats. In the water, they are sleek, powerful, and acrobatic masters of their aquatic world. But it is their playful nature that truly captivates. They will chase each other, surf the waves, and interact with snorkelers and divers. Large males, known as bulls, establish and fiercely defend territories on the beaches. The bull's life is one of constant vigilance, patrolling his stretch of beach. The bond between a mother and her pup is incredibly strong, established through a unique combination of scent and vocalizations. While she is away hunting, the pups often gather in nurseries, playing and socializing together in shallow tide pools, developing skills they will need as adults. On the arid, sun-baked lava fields, we find a small but significant reptile, the lava lizard. There are 7 different species found throughout the Galapagos, each endemic to specific islands, a classic example of adaptive radiation. Their most remarkable skill is camouflage. Their mottled pattern of gray, brown, and black blends in perfectly with the volcanic rock. They can remain motionless for long periods, waiting for an unsuspecting insect to pass by. When prey is in range, they strike with lightning speed. Despite their small size, lava lizards are fiercely territorial. The male will perform a series of rapid push-ups, bobbing his head and chest up and down. While males are generally drably colored for camouflage, females develop bright red patches on their throats during breeding season. This flash of color is a signal to males that she is ready to mate, a secret signal hidden in plain sight. No story of the Galapagos would be complete without mentioning the small, unassuming birds that helped change the course of biological science forever. These are Darwin's finches. At first glance, they may appear rather plain, but upon closer inspection, incredible diversity is revealed in the shape and size of their beaks. The large ground finch has a powerful, crushing beak, like a pair of nutcrackers, ideal for cracking open large, hard seeds. Perhaps most remarkably, the woodpecker finch has learned to use a tool, snapping off a twig to pry insects from bark crevices. This diversity captured the imagination of a young Charles Darwin and became a cornerstone of his theory of evolution by natural selection. All 13 species are thought to have evolved from a single ancestral species, a textbook example of adaptive radiation. Each beak is a highly specialized tool, perfectly adapted for a specific type of food, allowing different species to coexist without directly competing. They are not just birds. They are a living, breathing illustration of the power of evolution, a humble yet profound testament to the origin of species. The lava lizards may not be as large as the tortoises or as unusual as the marine iguanas, but they are an integral part of the Galapagos ecosystem, controlling insect populations and providing food for larger predators. Their diversity across the archipelago tells a story of isolation, adaptation, and the subtle ways in which evolution shapes life to fit its surroundings. These little dragons of the lava fields are a testament to the fact that in the Galapagos, evolutionary wonders come in all shapes and sizes. Our final chapter takes us to Espanola Island, the southernmost and one of the oldest islands in the archipelago. This is the exclusive breeding ground for the waved albatross. For most of their lives, these birds are solitary wanderers of the open ocean, gliding effortlessly on air currents for months, even years. They possess an impressive wingspan of up to 2.5 meters, But every year, from April to December, almost the entire world population returns to this one island to breed. These birds form monogamous pair bonds that can last their entire lives, sometimes up to 50 years. When a pair reunites after months at sea, they greet each other with a spectacular dance. The birds face each other, rapidly circle, and clack their large yellow bills together. They engage in sky pointing, lift their heads straight up and let out a long, haunting woo-oo call. They bow, they sway, they waddle in an exaggerated fashion. The dance is a mesmerizing sequence of synchronized behaviors. This ritual reinforces their bond before they mate and raise a single chick. The parents share all duties, taking turns incubating the single large egg for 2 months. Once the chick hatches, parents fly hundreds of kilometers to find squid and fish. These feeding trips can last for days. The chick grows quickly and by December is ready for its first flight, after which it will not return to land for several years. The waved albatross is a creature of two worlds, the boundless ocean and this one tiny speck of land. Relying on a single breeding site makes them vulnerable to disturbances on Espanola and to threats at sea like plastic pollution and longline fishing. Seeing these majestic birds perform their ancient dance is a profoundly moving finale, a symbol of loyalty, endurance, and the fragile wildness of the Galapagos. Our journey through the Galapagos Islands has come to an end. We have walked among ancient tortoises, swum with playful sea lions, marveled at the sheer ingenuity of life in all its forms. Each creature we have met is a masterpiece of evolution, a unique solution to the challenges of survival in this isolated world. But this living laboratory is incredibly fragile. The very isolation that fostered such unique biodiversity makes its inhabitants vulnerable to change. Invasive species, pollution, a shifting climate. The future of these wonders rests in our hands. Protecting the Galapagos is not just about saving individual species. It is about preserving a complete and dynamic evolutionary story. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that the flightless cormorant continues its underwater hunt, that the waved albatross can always return to its ancestral home. By supporting conservation efforts and making conscious choices that protect our planet's oceans and wild places, we can help safeguard this precious legacy, allowing future generations to experience the same awe and wonder that we have shared today. Thank you for joining me, Jimmy Perulian, on this incredible adventure through one of Earth's greatest natural treasures. The wonders of the wild are endless, and there are always more stories to tell. If you wish to continue exploring the marvels of our natural world with me, please consider subscribing to the channel. Until our next journey together, let us carry with us the spirit of the Galapagos, a spirit of resilience, adaptation, and breathtaking beauty. The Galapagos Islands stand as a testament to the power of evolution and the importance of conservation. In this remarkable archipelago, we see not just the past and present of life on Earth, but also hope for its future. These islands remind us that with careful stewardship, the wonders of the natural world can endure for generations to come.